Now, live from Artie's Cut Rate Liquor Store, shooting range, candle shop, bowling alley, massage parlor, it's the Dave and Doc Podcast.
Hello. Hello.
Happy evening.
It is
Steamin' Willie Beamin'.
Steamin' Willie Beamin'. The guy's eye popped out in that scene. Oh, it was gross. They put it in a Ziploc bag. Oh, my God. It's disgusting.
It's episode 86.
It is episode 86 of the Dave and Doc Podcast. I'm Dave.
The 8 to the 6, and I am Doc.
All things.
Were you
Dave
born in
Doc.
86? No.
No.
76?
Yeah, 76. Bicentennial, baby.
The serious 76 of Dave Man.
I'm a bicentennial, baby.
There you go, man.
You can't spell bicentennial without Dave.
Without sin.
Well, you know. Maybe that's how I got here.
Most definitely.
All things at our website at daveanddoc.com. That's daveanddoc.com. Episode 86. Welcome back into the podcast.
We are here.
We are here, and
We've been surviving, man.
we've been surviving
the weather's messing stuff up.
Snowmageddon.
Getting the snow.
Yeah.
Thank goodness it wasn't as bad as last year, but man.
Yeah.
Still.
It was, and it's been really cold, too. So, like, it hasn't gotten above freezing.
It's been cold for a minute, too. And then it was, like,
Yeah.
briefly warm. And then it's back to just being cold as crap. It's like 11. It's crazy.
Yeah. And tonight, I don't know what the temperature is going to be
Cold.
tonight. But, yeah.
Cold.
You know, it was funny when I did radio and we did...
We're still doing radio.
Well, yeah. I'm making about the same amount, too. Waka. I eat better food now.
Over 61,000 subscribers, though.
62.
62! Still growing
62,000.
that.
One of the things, so when we used to do a forecast, right? Like you would do it, but top and bottom of the hours.
Yes.
Stuff. And what I always used to say is, overnight tonight, a 100% chance of darkness. And it took people
you were always
a
right.
long time to get that joke.
And you were always right.
Yeah.
You
I
could
don't
have
think
been-
my jokes are appreciated.
You could have been a meteorologist.
Shit, really? I mean, come on. Hey, it might do
It feels
something tomorrow.
like rub 'em. Rain.
Take an umbrella with
Snow.
you. Is it going to rain? I don't know. Take one with you.
If you have one, then you're not going to get wet.
Yeah. It just plan for hot weather, rain, snow. What? Yeah.
Could change it any minute.
It
Just
could change
saying,
it any minute.
welcome.
I
Welcome to
will
East
say,
Tennessee.
and again, I still have the same complaints. I think we've talked about this before, but like WBIR and their
Oh, yes.
website. Their
Oh, yes.
website's just such garbage. It's just garbage.
Well, you can't even access it unless you're signed up for stuff too, right? Isn't that right?
Like you have to buy 6 subscriptions to Pottery Barn, macrame owl figurine and something else just to actually get through the ads to get to the weather forecast. It's like, oh, serious, everybody might die tonight. Great. That was 45 minutes ago because I had to click through all
right?
the ads.
You guys said you couldn't get.
I actually emailed them too.
And
I
told them
said,
about that?
Yeah, I did. I said,
Listen,
hey, I'm not trying to be a jerk.
for
but
my safety.
your website is garbage. And they never got back to me.
It's amazing.
Yeah. But, oh well.
And they get us all pumped up with their weather forecasts.
It's
dangerous.
especially when it's severe weather.
That's right.
This could be a tornado. It could be an acorn.
Could be.
It could be
Could be a fart.
it could be a fart.
You never know.
It could be a tornado.
But we're going to do some weather dad jokes
Oh, I like it.
because,
I like it.
So, without further ado,
Adieu.
how does a snowman get around town?
How?
Bicycle.
Of course. I felt that one.
What's a snowman's favorite condiment?
Oh, condiment.
Yes, yes.
I'm not sure.
Chili sauce.
Oh, well.
Why is Frosty never late?
Why?
Because time waits for snowman.
Oy.
These are good, aren't they?
No.
They're killing you.
Oh, my gosh.
What did one snowflake say to the other?
You're a whore.
You're one of a kind.
Same difference.
How did the snow girl break up with the snow boy? She broke his carrot. No, I'm just.
I had a completely. Yours was nicer than mine, but in the same region.
She gave him the cold shoulder.
Oh,
of course,
yeah.
of course.
I thought that was going somewhere else. Had something to do with the snowblower. But go ahead.
Of course it did. What is the best Mexican food to have during a frigid winter?
What?
A burrito. And last but not least, what do you call a winter monster with six-pack abs?
Oh, what's that?
The abdominal snowman.
Well, of course. How about that? So
Do you smell carrots? No.
so it's a snowblower.
So bad. So bad.
What happened when they turned on the snowblower?
Oh, that's it. That's it.
So a lot of stuff to talk about that's happened over the course of the last couple of weeks.
It has been busy. Has been busy.
SNL turned 50.
That's crazy.
I've never missed an episode. And now some people might say, well, wait a minute, Dave. Wait 1 minute. You're not as old as SNL. That's correct.
That is true.
That is true. I have watched all the episodes, and probably since the time I was 8 or 9 years old.
He used to pop his head out of his mama's self and look at it when he was a baby.
I did. Yeah. So 8 or 9 is when I actually started watching the live shows.
Yeah.
And then I've went back and watched all the
Right,
episodes.
because you can find it.
Yeah, I have them all.
The Killer Bees.
The Killer Bees. And I've seen Coneheads. You know. I saw the John Belushi where he was stuffing his pants.
Yes.
And he wouldn't stop. And then when he left in the taxi cab, like his pants were sticking out of the side. So they did their 50th anniversary special. And it was okay.
Ooh.
I mean, I feel like
It didn't get a full.
it was over 3 hours long.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of musical guests. And Miley Cyrus was one of them. Like, it's like Paul McCartney and Paul Simon were musical guests. Okay.
Put your hands up to playing a song.
Like, how did she get? Like, how did she get a gig?
Nodding my hips like
Yeah.
Moving. Or no, nodding my head like moving. I don't even know the words. Moving my hips like
Yeah, so like she was a musical guest.
yeah, that's what it was.
But again, like you had Paul Simon to start the
Understand.
show. Paul McCartney to end the show.
Understand.
And
Well,
then Miley Cyrus in the middle.
but I mean that's kind of how you would think it would be, though, right? You want to start strong, finish strong.
I don't think she should have made the cut. I think they could have picked somebody else.
Big Mac 103.
Hey, I love me some Motley Crue, some Guns N' Roses, Def Leppard, AC/DC.
Were any of them?
No. Heart, that would have been good. They're back on tour again. But anyway,
Swallowed wrong.
yes. Well, that's
Watch out. Kickstart my heart.
Big Mac.
Big Mac.
103. But and the thing that made the most press from it, and again, I mean, it was funny. There was some live skits that were funny.
Sure,
and all
sure.
that stuff. But the thing that's making the most press is Ryan Reynolds, and I don't know if you know this whole thing going on with Ryan Reynolds and his wife.
Yes, with the dude.
Yeah,
dude
and, like,
all the things.
She said all this stuff, and like he brought the receipts and said,
Baldoni. Is that his name? Baldoni.
Justin Baldoni.
Yeah, Baldoni. Yeah, because I mean, like, she pretty much just tried to cancel him. And he's like apparently got some evidence to the contrary.
Oh, he posted it all. There's a
and
website
he's like,
called
"Hey,"
there's a
now it's blowing up in their face.
Yeah, there's a website called The Lawsuit, like thelawsuit.org.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know it was.
And it's everything they have found. Everything is published there. It's all there.
Wow.
So like text messages between those two.
Oh, wow.
The fact that she said that there's a thing in movies called an intimacy coordinator.
Oh.
I guess it tells you how hard to stick it in there and when to stop. I don't know what they do.
Now, there was an interview with Jennifer Lawrence. I don't like Jennifer Lawrence. I don't know if you like Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence is pretty tough. But she was talking about that. And she was talking about how, you don't want the director to be like, whoa, Jennifer, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's a thing. Because, they've got like the sock on and the pasties and all the things, but you hear the stories about how sometimes things just kind of happen.
Things just go in.
Just like, oh,
Well,
Oh my.
but but apparently, like, she said that, like, whatever she claimed, and like he came back with like, well, you didn't even want to meet this person, like,
Right.
So
Sure,
anyway,
sure.
so he's like sued them for $400 million, and he sued the New York Times because they posted only the favorable text messages, not the
Oh,
whole,
sure. Well,
right?
sure. Well, I mean, right. Defamation, because it's like, hey, you're just painting a picture.
And again, it's really bad because I really like Ryan Reynolds, but it's really starting to look like he was kind of the person that pushed this because he seems like he might be a little jealous.
You know, that is interesting how stuff goes down. I think
it's what he was trying to prevent.
Well, that's probably true.
Well,
Well, you know, it happens a lot.
She's gorgeous. First of all, Blake
Oh, no,
Lively
absolutely.
is
I think
gorgeous and a good actress.
probably somewhere in the middle is the truth. It's like any messed up relationship stuff. You know, at some point, it's like, okay, somewhere in the middle, you know. Yeah. So,
I mean, if you don't want your wife, who's an actress, to get jiggy with it on stage,
Right.
or you know, on a set with somebody, then just have that conversation with her privately.
right.
Don't go after somebody after the fact and try to cancel them because they did something wrong, which it doesn't look like he did anything.
Right.
He actually seems like the nicest dude in the world.
I think that's what's got him now is they ran up against somebody that's actually is coming across as well, you know, that word ain't what I was trying to do here. Now y'all are painting this, but I'm not. But he's also not going to sit there and take it as if he just, you know. I'll be interested to see how it all plays out.
His attorney is Megyn Kelly's attorney. Did you know that?
I did not know
Yeah,
that.
it's Megyn Kelly's attorney.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
Well, and you know they're going to be pretty tough then.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, that's crazy. So SNL turned 50.
SNL
Miley
turned
Cyrus
50.
in the middle. Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
You're going to end up getting canceled, you know. But the thing is, man, think about all the publicity and stuff they kept getting. Their celebrity status continuing to escalate. And, you know, the thing that turns into is then you worry, okay, when is the fall for them?
Yeah.
Because they had gotten too big. And so that's, you know, people also look for that. They're like, well, you know, your star has exceeded where you probably ought to be.
Yeah.
When as soon as something happens and we can bring you back down to earth, that's what we're going to do. And that's kind of what's happening right now.
That's the same guy that was on Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place. You remember that show?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ryan Reynolds. Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place.
How about that?
Then they changed it to just Two Guys and a Girl because it wasn't cool enough to say.
Yep. Yeah.
Pizza Place.
Yeah. And Van Wilder.
And Van Guy. You know what my favorite scene from that movie was?
Blade 3 Trinity.
When the dude like whatever they did to like he had diarrhea or whatever, and he walked into that room and like dropped his pants and grabbed a trash can and just took a huge shit right there. I was like, that's the greatest scene. Oh God, that movie was so dumb. But and then they made like 19 sequels too. Right?
Yeah, he wasn't in any of those, but
Van Wilder, Freshman Rules, with a cast you've never heard of and lots of boobs.
trying to make money.
It's like Tara Reid was in that, right?
No, that was American Pie, wasn't it?
I thought
Or no, she was in the original Van Wilder.
Yeah, she was in the original.
I think that is correct.
Yeah.
Because that was when she was kind of that she was kind of that girl. That was kind of what she was. You know, the
before
American
she
Pie.
got went under the chisel and knife and everything. And
Yeah, and they said like she got too much. She got liposuction too often, and like it caused a lot of skin shifts. And then I mean, doing drugs is bad for you also because
drugs are bad.
You know they are.
Drugs are bad.
So anyway,
speaking of drugs, I listened to
from 50 to the drugs.
I listened to a really interesting.
You don't like the drugs, but the drugs like you.
They do. I listen to books all the time.
Yes,
I can't read books anymore because I just get bored. But I do have a drive to work, so 2 hours a day I can listen to a book. And so one of the books that I've always wanted to listen to and just haven't is Maureen McCormick's book. It's called Here's the Story.
Yes.
Marsha Brady, for you folks playing at home if you don't know who that is.
Marcia.
And a family that was, I mean, they had some money. I mean, they clearly had some money.
Her family. The
McCormick
family.
Before she ever got famous.
I gotcha.
And I don't know where they got money, but just the things she talked about in the book, it's like, you can't do that unless you have some cash.
I gotcha. I'm with you.
So again, like the family was a little, in my estimation, a little out there before she got into the Brady Bunch. And she'd been she'd done commercials and stuff, and I think like one of the Chatty Cathy dolls, I think that's her voice.
Oh, really?
The original Chatty Cathy.
Oh.
She said she had one of
Didn't
those,
know that.
which is probably worth more than...
Well, sure.
If she has an original, it's probably worth more than whatever she has in the bank at this point. But she was like America's sweetheart. She was gorgeous. She's still gorgeous. She's in her 70s and she's still pretty. But
she's pretty well preserved. It seems
like. She was gorgeous. And then you start listening to the book, and oh wow, she was having sex for cocaine. She was doing a lot of cocaine. Like she would be up for days on binges doing cocaine. And her
crazy.
Yeah,
that's just crazy.
And again, nobody knew this. Like, I mean, she's like doing, like, she's smoking weed and stuff with Greg Brady, and like they're making out, and like they almost did it, and like parents came in and like caught them or whatever. Again, I mean, it was a wild story.
Barry Williams.
Yeah, and like she still said it was like one of the greatest kisses that she had. She had a couple of abortions. She had, I think she thought she was dying a couple times. And then her mom had syphilis. And so she thought she had syphilis. Her mom had syphilis because her mom had syphilis. Her grandmother had syphilis.
And passed it through the birth canal.
Yeah.
Because it's one of the torches.
Yeah. And so she passed the torch.
Those are infections that can be passed from baby to
and it made her
mom to baby.
And it made her grandmother was crazy, and her mom like spent some time. She was a little nuts, you know.
Wow.
And so she was terrified her whole life that one, she had syphilis, two, that she would be crazy, or end up in a mental institution. Or
oh yeah, man, tertiary syphilis is no joke.
Yeah,
you get the gumma in your brain, and you cannot function.
Yeah, I know. I live with it every day.
Is that why when I came in, you were going, ah?
No. That's just me meditating. No, that's different.
Your mouth was open really wide, though.
Well, I mean, listen.
Oh.
I'm stretching. It's part of my...
You and Craig Ferguson, right?
Waka waka. But like her...
We need one of those snake cups. That's what we need.
We do, yeah. Oh, the snake cup was cool.
That cracks me up.
He should just write a book on how to talk to women.
Yeah, he should.
I mean, that guy was a genius. Yeah. But like her family like bought a nightclub, like invested in a nightclub for her brother.
No
and like
kidding.
her and like one of her
I didn't know anything.
And like her brother, like they think he like burned it to the ground. It caught on fire.
Like
burned
to
it.
get
to get money. And then like her brother eventually brainwashed her dad and like wanted her to sign these stuff like where she was out of the trust, the family trust, and people were after them and all this stuff. And like it was the weirdest story. It's like your family is crazy. The people who didn't have syphilis were crazy.
We're crazier.
Yeah. I mean, oh my gosh. And again, how she came out of that, like an adjusted person, but
probably lots of therapy. Does it talk about that? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, that's why I was curious if that was okay. I mean, that makes sense to me.
I think it was so bad that her therapist was seeing a therapist. But,
right. You know that happens. I mean, because you get some crazy stuff. It's like, okay, I have to talk to somebody about this myself because that was crazy.
I'm all sweaty.
It's like, did you ever see the Nature Boy? You're okay. Yeah. It's just hormones. Wait,
what day of the month is it?
It's right. Yeah, man pause. Going through your man pause. Did you ever see Nature Boy, the ESPN documentary?
I did.
You know, he was talking about how they made him go to a psychiatrist, and he said by the end, he said the guy was on the couch instead.
Yeah.
Because he was just like, what? No way. He was like, I drink 18 beers every night, and they were like, and I rub it out or have sex every night, and the guy was like, that's impossible, and he was like, no, it's not.
Nope. It's funny the people that he partied with too.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Marsha Brady. I'll get back to you.
No, we're sorry. I was thinking about
one of the people he partied with the most is Ted DiBiase.
Yeah,
and that just doesn't seem right.
Didn't think
the $1 Million Man.
Yeah. But that just shows you, it's just, when they're out of character, you just never know. Of course, Flair was living.
Oh, he was
living the life. Truth.
I think there's only been 2 times where a character and the person intersected. one was Ric Flair and the other is Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark. I think they just intersected.
That's probably legitimate. Yeah,
but
that's legitimate. Anyway,
yeah, but Marsha. Yeah, so like she came out of that and had a kid, and like she finally got married, and like she's still with that guy, and like she had a daughter, and like how she came out of that like a halfway normal person. But here's what stood out to you. Here's what stood out to me. I'm listening to her story, and again, it's like I understand, right? Like I mean, it's some of it's the Hollywood thing or whatever. She talked about how she struggled and everything, but I got to be honest. I mean, she never struggled financially. Like she always had money.
Sure.
Like there was, I mean, all the struggle, like all of it was self-induced. And I mean, I guess her brother torching the place wasn't self-induced, but
well, it was. He started it.
I guess
he started the fire, Billy Joel.
But it's like, I just really felt like she was trying to pull some sympathy strings that I just didn't.
You're talking about in the book?
In the book.
Well, she probably was.
But it's like, I mean, there's part of me that can like, on a human level, I can get there. But like, you live a very different life. You've lived a very different life and live a different life than I live or you live.
Right.
Like this is a different kind of, I mean, like she threw things out there that most people would just probably gloss over in the book. Like, my parents bought this investment property and I lived there for a little while and it was kind of run down. It's like, okay, hang on. Let's go back to what
we bought an investment property.
What you just glossed over there. So you folks are loaded, and you're loaded, and then she went and got loaded.
Right.
But
well, that's the thing.
But it's like, I mean, it's like I get this, but like so many people don't have that option, right? I mean, some people can't afford.
I think that's a big piece of that too. Right. That's just not.
And again, I'm not faulting her for it because I mean, she didn't choose to be cute and be an actress.
Right.
I guess she did. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure her parents had something to do with that, but I mean, she was cute and she was, and she was Marsha Brady.
Good genetics, Marsha Brady.
Yeah.
All the things.
And it was just some of the
had
stuff
some fallback. I mean, she was independently wealthy through her family.
Yeah. And it's funny. Like one of the things she was talking about, like when they started like season 2 or something, her boobs were still bigger than Jan's and she was pretty excited about that. So, yeah, she was like, it's like my boobs are bigger. And like they went through this thing where they didn't wear bras for scenes on the show just because they were protesting something. And I still don't know what they were protesting. It's like, what do you...
Underwire.
Right? It's just uncomfortable. I know I'm getting paid an outrageous amount of money here, but how dare you ask me to wear a bra? I am a professional. No, you're not. You're not a professional. But anyway, I still recommend the book to anybody. It's a good story. And it's funny because it's called Here's the Story. And at the end of the book, she goes,
story.
At the end of the book, she goes, and that's Brady. The story. Yeah. Who hooked up with this?
Who hooked up with Florence Henderson?
He had AIDS that whole time too. Like he was battling that whole.
Did he have it the whole time?
Yeah. Yeah.
See, that's I want. Okay, that's where my timeline on that. Well, he had HIV and then he got AIDS.
Correct. Yeah, he had his blood types were HIV. He
That's bad that you just said that. That is so bad.
It's a joke, folks.
It's so bad.
It's a joke.
Oh my God.
But yeah, he battled that and I
didn't know it was the whole show.
So
I really didn't.
I think she said in the book, I think she said at season 2 they were talking about him or whatever, and I think it was Greg Brady, Barry Williams that said, "Well, he's gay, right?" And she's like, "What?"
Yeah.
And like Florence Henderson said, "Oh yeah, like when we're like laying in bed together, she's like between takes, like I'm always trying to do something, like get him going, and he's just not interested or whatever." And it's like, "Oh wow." And then found out that he had been sick for years too. So
wow.
And again, my timeline might be off on that too. I just listened to that book.
And the reason I say that, I mean, and again, I if he had it the whole time, I mean, that's just the way it looked. But I mean, he looked fairly healthy for basically the whole show.
He did.
And that's one of those where...
Particularly at that time, there was no treatments whatsoever.
Right, so that's why I was curious if he really did have it the whole time.
Maybe he didn't. Maybe I'm wrong.
Because I mean, he was pretty. We'd have to look that because I honestly don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I listened to the book, but I wanted to. I know she found out like season 2,
right?
That he was gay, and then
I mean, he definitely. I mean,
Yeah, I don't
right?
know.
But
Yeah.
I would have thought at that period of time he would have had a lot more complications.
You're right, though. He did look good.
Yeah,
You know.
I mean, typically that's not. He
was a handsome feller.
Because
He was.
without the I mean, even just AZT, which was the original, antiretroviral, it wasn't enough because the virus mutates.
Yeah.
Of course, now we have so many breakthroughs in medicine. Now it's really amazing for HIV and AIDS because you basically can stop the virus and bring down the levels to be completely undetectable,
Which is amazing.
And most people are able to get there. You just have to take your medicine consistently. And some people, it have even quote unquote been cured from it.
Still contagious, though, right?
If you have an undetectable
asking for a friend.
viral load, there is still some likelihood of transmission, but the likelihood goes down significantly. However, you should not be having unprotected sex in those scenarios anyway.
What about with animals? I'm asking for a friend.
Beware of monkeypox.
I'm worried about what the animals give me, not what I give them. I mean, my friend.
Nay. Watch out for horses. They will kick you.
But yeah, so listen to the Maureen McCormick book. We're not getting anything for that, but
No, we're especially not now.
no.
No.
But she opens up quite a bit, and it's pretty interesting. And she had a pretty remarkable life, all things considered.
It's pretty amazing.
Can I tell you about an experience I had at Walmart?
Yes, let's change it. I wonder if Maureen McCormick shops at Walmart.
Oh, please.
Segue.
Somebody shops for her.
That's probably true. Yes.
And it's
Okay.
a burden. It's such a burden.
I'm ready for the Walmart story.
So we're in Walmart.
Yes.
This was after the Ruth Chris,
Oh, the Ruth's Chris.
which we'll get to because
Yes.
I really think I screwed up.
That's okay. I'm here for you.
And I feel bad about it.
Delicious.
Oh, the food was amazing. Oh, the lobster mac and cheese, creme
We went to
brulee.
Gaucho Urbano. Delicious Brazilian steakhouse.
I made love to the creme brulee on the table right there. I said,
They
hey,
just thought it was whipped cream.
I said, hey, baby. And it talked back to me. So we're in Walmart.
Can I feel your pudding?
So
Your custard. Can I feel your custard?
that got me kicked out of a KFC.
You can't do that with a blueberry, sir. You cannot do that with a blueberry.
So I'm in Walmart, and again, I forget like what we stopped in there for. Just like we had to grab something.
Dog food. Oh, wait.
I think it was something for no, of course not. I think it was something for Paxton, but I can't remember. But anyway,
Definitely not dog food.
So we're going through the aisles, and we get to the cereal aisle, and I said, "Hey, self, you know what I've been craving?
What were you craving?
Frankenberry."
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my
So
gosh.
I said, "Oh, well, they don't have Frankenberry."
No.
And I said, "Well,
Wait a minute.
okay.
Count Chocula.
I'll look for the count. You know, the count." And I'm like, "Well, how about my friend old Booberry?" No, none of that stuff. And I lost my shit
At the Walmart.
at the Walmart. Lindsay's like, "Will you shut up?" I'm like, "What kind of joint is this that you can't have Frankenberry, Booberry, or Count Chocula?"
They're just-
as far as I'm concerned, staples
of cereal.
of a healthy diet. Those are staples of a healthy
And this
diet.
is after you ate it, Ruth's Chris?
Yeah.
So you were full, too.
I was full.
And you were still
mad.
feeling it.
Still mad. I'm still mad.
Took you
about
back to your kid years. They're just not as popular now, man.
And so Lindsay looks it up, and apparently, like during Halloween,
Yeah.
It's
It's
like
like
they're-
it's like a seasonal item now.
it's like that's an everyday item.
Yeah, no, it was. Us growing up, it was.
And again, what I will say is they did have Fruity Pebbles, so it's like, all right,
They
you
do
get-
have Fruity
you get
Pebbles.
a little bit of a pass,
Yeah.
because you
Lucky
got the-
Charms.
yeah. But I mean, as a kid, you remember like you could
Fruit Loops.
you could take a dead cat in a grocery store and swing it by the tail, which I did very often because that was fun. And you could knock a box of Booberry over, or Count Chocula, or Frankenberry, and some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah.
And all this stuff.
They still have Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah, they do. But like, what happened to my friend Boo? Boo wasn't there.
Boo went bye-bye.
My Count wasn't there. And
It's just
Frank
different
Frank
world.
wasn't
It's
there.
a different world, man.
Like, those are great cereals.
It's a different world.
It's like I just,
It's just a different world, man.
it is from where you're coming from.
Wheaties.
Wheaties.
They still have a bunch of the checks, the different kinds of checks. I always like the checks.
Was that your favorite cereal growing up?
Probably Cheerios.
Cheerios? Really?
Like
Cheerios?
straight up. Yeah, I was not a huge sugary cereal.
Not a Honey Nut Cheerio?
I love Honey Nut Cheerios,
Yeah.
but we bought regular ones, probably because my mother knew I did not need any additional sugar to be pumped up. And that is
true.
still how
That
I
is-
am to this day.
Folks, listen, when he comes to our house, we stock Monster and stuff. And that's one thing, but when he comes over and he buys a Bang on the way over,
yeah.
it's over.
I'm
So,
ready.
I have to keep him.
It's a heat wave.
We have to take 3 hours before we do the show.
Oh, yeah, man.
Just to get him
I
down
have
to a
to- oh, yeah.
reasonable level.
That's exactly right.
But it's like, what?
It's
I mean,
awesome.
So it's like, I mean, where did this? I mean, I can't believe I'm living in a world.
The times they are changing.
First of all, Elvis is
Cue
dead.
the Bob Dylan.
Elvis is dead. Tom Petty's dead, and now I can't get Booberry, Frankenberry,
Yeah, man.
or Captain
Well, you
Crunch.
can, but it has to be at Halloween.
But I mean, what? I don't want to wait till Halloween for that
I
crap.
understand. Can you buy it off Amazon?
I'm sure I probably
Oh,
can.
let's look that up real quick while you're talking.
Oh, there you go.
Keep going. Keep going.
your
Talk
foot-
amongst yourselves.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Can we do it? Can we get some Frankenberry off of Amazon? Well, they think it's something. They don't.
What do you? It's Al Franken.
They thought it was something else. Dude,
Yeah.
5 left in stock.
Oh, of course.
Get it free delivery Monday, February 24th.
Wow. Wow.
It is a 99 cents per ounce.
Per ounce
It is $38.03
for a box of Frank.
for 9.6 ounces
Oh.
ounce boxes.
Okay.
Pack of 4.
4-pack.
Ooh. Or you could get the 4
It gets
count
better.
of the Frankenberry, a Booberry,
Yeah.
and 2 count Chocula.
Oh.
It doesn't tell me how big they are. Hang on.
Now we're talking.
This is the overall pick. This also means that you have people who have ordered this.
Of course.
Oh man, it's not going to let me look at it. Still loading. So it's 8 ounce boxes. Nope, 9.6 ounces.
Your
Oh,
8
the count chocolate is 10.4.
Is your 8S not working over there?
I'm not connected to your Wi-Fi. That's part of the
Your
problem.
3G. You're not?
No,
are
no,
you
I
not?
don't know. I don't know, man. It's because my 8S is messed up. Okay, my 12, whatever. You can get a box of Frankenberry, a box of Booberry, and 2 of Count Chocula from this place for $28.
Oh,
Would you like me to order you some?
I would love all of that, actually. I would love all of that.
You want me, like, I don't know, can I get it shipped to your house? We got to figure that out.
Well, you could ship it to yours and then bring it here. We see each other enough.
I could. Laura will think there's something crazy going on. Well, I mean, are you good with this? I'll do it right now.
Yeah. Are you
Okay.
kidding me?
Okay, I'll buy it right now.
Are you kidding me?
Oh man, it didn't let me do it. Why not?
Laura probably changed your code.
Oh, it's not letting me do it.
She probably won't let you buy
All right, I'll figure that out. I'll leave it up. I'll get it figured out. Okay, sorry, we're wasting time, but we can get it. Amazon,
Yeah.
Amazon for the win, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, Amazon's amazing too because like you can order things now at like 8 a.m.
Yeah.
and get them that day.
Yes,
It's unbelievable.
Yes,
Like I ordered something late last night
Yeah.
and got it today at like 2 p.m.
yeah, same day.
Yeah, it's like
Distribution
amazing.
center helps.
Yeah, right?
It has helped tremendously.
Those vehicles they're driving around, are those electric vehicles?
Those are electric.
I assumed they were.
How about that?
Yeah. A little Amazon, little smile truck.
It sounds like it sounds like an EV.
I got to hand it to
pretty
Jeff
great.
Bezos though, because UPS was giving them a hard time, right? Because they were like the one, like they were the preferred partner. And UPS like changed their rates, and Jeff Bezos says, "I'll just ship it myself."
He
And
was
they're
like, never mind.
And they're like, "Well, you can't start a shipping company." And he said,
but I
did.
can.
And like, I mean, in 3 months he did it.
Yes.
It's like, but again, when you have billions of dollars, it's
Right.
easy to do that.
Right. His thing is, okay, I can lose money right now, but guess what? When I get it up and running, I'm going to save money because it's my own company shipping it instead of paying you all.
Yeah.
Of course, UPS is probably happier to get away from that because I mean it was killing their drivers. I mean they had so much volume.
Yeah.
So I mean it was actually probably a win-win.
Whereas my grandma used to call it so much Valium. She couldn't, when she tried to say volume, she said Valium.
They got so much.
I really
volume
wish
over
you could have met my grandmother. She was great.
Richlands, right?
She lived in
Old Lands.
She lived in a place called Mill Creek.
Mill Creek.
Which, imagine the most rural area you can imagine.
Is that like rural?
Multiply that by
Mill Creek.
1,000.
Mill Creek.
And that's Mill Creek. Yeah.
Too much Valium.
The joke was there used to be like a little store there that
did too much Valium.
No, just like a little
they sold
store.
they sold Valium there.
And we called it
Valium.
We called it the Mill Creek the Mill Creek Shopping Center.
Oh,
what we called it.
Oh,
yeah. The parking lot could like hold 2 people or whatever. But yeah,
did they sell sausages? You weren't ready for that.
No, I wasn't. Sausage. But so Grandma used to call and she was like, when I'm pushing the button, she says, it says volume on the TV. And I'm like, Grandma, it's volume. Yeah, volume. I'm like, okay, Grandma.
Thank you.
Volume.
Thank you, Grandma.
I miss Grandma.
Yes.
She hated everybody.
Did she get run over by a reindeer?
She didn't, because she would have kicked the reindeers.
Oh, I got you.
Listen, people like live close to her. She'd say, that old man. I mean, she liked about 6 people on Earth, and you were one of them. I was so glad that I was
one of them. You were one of the chosen.
Yeah, she loved Lindsay too. She was so good with kids, and she had the sense of humor she had. I really think my sense of humor came from her. I really do, because I mean I think it came.
It's legendary.
Well, I don't know about that. But
it's.
You know what I've learned in life is a lot of people just don't have a sense of humor. Some of those people work in your office, but a lot of people.
I knew it. I knew it was coming.
A lot of people just like they say they have a sense of humor,
but they really don't.
They really don't. Yeah. It's like things are funny. Things are funny,
and it is happier when you're laughing.
It is, and I like to make fun of things.
Yes,
even myself. I don't care.
Right, you are self-deprecating.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that.
Because listen, I'm ugly. I'm old. I'm losing my hair. My penis fell off like a month ago.
That's a bad thing.
Yeah. I actually have exclusive audio the morning that it happened. I put my robe on, my Hugh Hefner robe, right?
That's right. That's right.
And I'm walking around and I took the robe off.
Smoking jacket.
And when I took it off, I heard something hit the ground and I looked down and there it was.
It was frostbitten.
Speaking of things falling off, which would, and your penis falling off and you're wearing a robe, probably close to the bathroom. Let me tell you what happened.
Maybe it might be on the deck. You never know.
Let me tell you what happened in the old Dave Mann house this week.
I'm ready.
See, I can't have a day where something just doesn't happen, right? Like there's something like controversial. You know what I mean? It's like we can't have a normal day where I don't have to spend a ton of money on something, right?
Oh,
it's like
no. You married Lindsay.
Yeah, it's like everything's going good.
No,
but
you married Lindsay.
But I ran over a tractor and trailer today and destroyed my car or whatever. Like it's never just it's never an easy day.
Like, hey, how was your day at work? Awesome.
Yeah.
Welcome home.
It's never anything like that.
Let me massage your feet.
Yeah. It's like,
fluff your pillow.
By the way, the roof fell off the house. Oh, well,
it's been that way all day and it was snowing.
Yeah.
Can you fix it?
Yeah. Right. So
in the dark.
So she's upstairs in the bathroom.
Oh.
Doing her thing.
Oh.
And ran out of toilet paper.
Oh no.
Okay. And when I say ran out, there was more there, just not on the roll thing, right? You know what I mean? There was other rolls, but it wasn't on the container, which is important here.
Got it.
So when she gets up, she flushes toilet, pulls thing off to put a new roll on. Mm-hmm. Toilet's flushing, and as it's doing that, the side piece goes right in there.
No.
And she comes and tells me,
how did that even happen?
But listen, I don't know what the odds are, but it's got to be a 1 in a billion shot. I mean, it has to be a 1 in a, because a toilet flushing doesn't take that long.
No,
like I mean, the time frame in which this happened. So it took me a minute.
And it would have had to have been a perfect shot anyway.
Yes. It flies off and goes in there. So
because that's a heavier object.
Yes.
Like going in there anyway. And that makes no sense.
So
okay.
I'm watching
Perfect
so I'm watching SNL 50.
Right, you're just chilling, minding your business.
And it's like it's been a good day. I'm watching SNL and all this
Playing
stuff.
A little Ice Cube. It was a good day.
And she comes downstairs and she goes, "Hey, there's a problem." I'm like, "Oh my we couldn't even get through the weekend. Like we just, it really. And she said, the toilet paper holder went down the drain. I'm like, what? I'm like, it's made of plastic. It's probably floating. She goes, no, like it was flushing at the time and it went down in there. I'm like,
how did we achieve this?
And so her response to it was more along the lines of, oh, well, we can probably get it out or whatever. I said, if it went down the pipe,
it's in the pipe.
This could go from costing no money to about 10 grand, like really quickly. And like, then she was, yeah, this is a big deal. Like, what are you doing?
How? I still don't understand.
Listen,
I don't understand.
She tried to explain it to me, and I don't know. Luckily, her dad came over, and it hadn't made it all the way down to the pipe yet. Like, it was still stuck in like the trap. So he was able to retrieve it.
How did he know that though? I mean,
he didn't.
He was just taking a guess.
No, like he just came over with equipment.
Did you go bees in the trap, bees in the trap, booze in the trap, booze in the trap?
But this is my life. It's a disaster every day. Something every day. It's a disaster. Like I can't just have a normal day.
She's a little accident prone, eh?
Oh yes. She ran into our house once.
I remember telling me about that. That was kind of bad.
In reverse, pointing down our driveway, which, as you've been in our driveway, that is almost physically impossible.
I mean, dang. That is bad.
Yeah.
I mean, that's bad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Lindsay. That's bad.
Yeah, it's terrible. But yeah. So
bees in the trap, bees in the trap, bees.
So all right, we're at 40 minutes.
Oh yeah, man.
So and we still got to talk some.
You got to talk about the sport. We got to talk about the Ruths though.
Yeah. So
you messed up.
So you
did take Lindsay. So there are some redeeming qualities. So apparently, despite her clumsiness, we did go to Ruth's for the Valentine's.
Well, this was on. So we went to Ruth's on Saturday.
Yes.
And this happened on Sunday.
So,
yeah.
So
here's a this or that.
Okay.
Here you go. I think I already know which way we're going here, but I'll give you the.
Well, I might change my mind.
You might. So this or that. Ruth Chris.
Okay.
Or the Redneck Brawl.
Oh man.
I know it's tough, but this or that.
Let's do the Ruth Chris.
Okay. All right.
Just cause.
So.
Everybody loves meat.
Yeah, that's right. Meat.
Bees in the trap.
What was that? What was that commercial? Meat. It's what's
for dinner.
Oh, it's beef. It was beef. Yeah, that's what it was.
It's not what's meat for dinner. Well, it could be meat. Meat. It's what's for dinner. Carnivore.
Dead animal. It's what for dinner.
You kill it, we grill it.
So about once a year, and it's generally around either our anniversary or V-Day, as I would call it.
Wiener Christmas is some folks refer it to.
Wiener Christmas.
Wiener Christmas.
It's one of those that we will go to Ruth's.
Go to the Ruth's.
Because it's crazy expensive, and it's like, it's the food is amazing, and I've never had a bad experience there ever.
Yes, that's true.
I mean, like the valet parking's great, and like they take care of you. They're so nice, and whatever.
It's an experience.
And we had a gift card that we got at Christmas, right? Which just worked out. We generally
that works out a lot better.
We usually don't have.
Hey man, listen, there ain't nothing wrong with having a gift card to a nice place to eat.
We don't. My friend Anna's probably listening right now, and she's going to say, "Oh, you don't like gift cards," and she's right. I hate using coupons. I hate using gift cards. But when it's Ruth's Chris, I'll take whatever I can get.
Oh yeah, man.
Now again, the gift card was not enough to pay for the meal, but
no. But I mean, it's nice because you're like, okay, we got some free stuff.
So we're there, and we ordered the spicy shrimp something.
Yes, like the bang bang shrimp.
Yeah,
thing,
something like
whatever.
the bang bang shrimp. It was excellent, of course. And then we both ordered a fillet.
Yes.
And we got the lobster mac and cheese.
Yes.
Which is, oh my God, it was amazing.
Yes.
And then we got creme brulee.
Yes.
For dessert.
No veggies though.
Please. They put fruit on top of the creme brulee.
And you were like, no. You were like, no.
It's okay.
No.
The waiter was amazing. Like again, it's
right. It's the experience, and it was awesome.
It's always good,
and we had a good time. Right.
So here's where the problem happened.
Okay.
And I feel terrible about this.
Okay.
I don't know if you know this about me. I was talking about my friend Anna. If she's listening, she knows. And most people that know me know this. I over tip. I always do. Like I am the guy that will tip like 30%. Like what? Like I've turned in expense reports before, and they're like, "Dave, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "Listen, this is. I mean, take it out of my check. I'm. You know.
I mean, I will do that for when you have really good service. I mean, I have over tipped before too.
I tend to do it no matter what. Like,
man, if they suck, I mean, I won't. It's been a long time. There's not even a handful of times. I mean, I have not tipped before because it's been that bad.
Even if
but that was more back, in my youth.
Yeah,
my youth.
And I even tip at McDonald's. I'm just kidding. I don't.
I have tipped at Subway though because they're making my sandwich and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you ever do that?
No.
See, I mean,
I also don't go to Subway anymore. They got rid of
that's right.
the one sandwich.
That's right.
Yeah, they got rid of the one sandwich, and I don't want to go there
about
anymore.
that. No, we did talk about it. So anyway, we're at Ruth's.
And that pedophile used to work there.
Watch out for the mayonnaise.
So we're at the Ruth's, Chris, and the guys, he's amazing and whatever, and like most of the food we couldn't even eat it all. Like he boxed it up for us.
Sure.
Put it in the nice little Ruth's Chris bag and everything.
The barbecue shrimp appetizer too. It's barbecue shrimp.
Is it? It was spicy.
It's barbecue shrimp.
Is it?
Yeah,
okay.
I just thought about that. Sorry.
Right.
Yes.
So
we're at the Ruth's.
So they bring the bill.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was what you expected.
Yeah, I mean it was like $250, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's about right.
That sounds about right. Yes.
After the gift card,
yes,
it was like $150 or something like that.
Sure.
So it's like $100 gift card, I guess.
Yes.
No, I'm wrong. It was $230. It was $80.
No, I'm with you.
gift card,
I got you.
$150.
No, I got you.
Regardless of which, after the gift card, it was $150.
Sure. Uh-oh. I know what you're going to say. Go. I know where this is going. Go ahead.
So again, I'm looking at $150, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I'm like 10%.
Yeah.
Is $15, 20%, whatever.
Yeah.
And so
except
I only tipped the guy like 30 something bucks, like $35, I think. I didn't even think about it. Honest to God, I didn't think about it.
Because you did it without taking the coupon.
And this proves it.
You took the coupon.
Yeah, and this will prove it to you. The valet guy, he got a $20 bill. So like I don't mind the tip, and like we're driving down the road, and I'm like, oh no,
Yeah.
He should have got a $50 tip.
Right.
I mean, he should have, and I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And like I have felt, I have almost called there.
Oh wow.
To say, listen, I really screwed up the math here.
Yeah. We know you did it right.
I did.
It's just you did the order of operations wrong. You did the subtraction, and then
I know,
and then you did the whether it's division or multiplication, however you wanted to use the system. You see what I'm saying? So your order of operations got out of sync.
And again, to the guy, if he listens to the podcast, which he probably doesn't, but if he does,
he's cussing your ass out right now.
It's like, dude, I'm not very smart. Okay, understand that I'm not very bright.
Now, to be fair, if it was $230 and you left him how much?
30 something.
So I mean, you almost left him 15%.
Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying, though.
I know. Listen,
no, but I get what you're saying. So I mean, you're almost not even with the mistake. You're almost not off.
I know.
But I know you were going to at least give 20%.
And of course,
Lindsay
was like, "What's the big deal?" And I'm like, "Do you know me? Like, how long have we been together?"
Well, especially you don't know how they get paid.
Yeah,
because I mean,
they're
sometimes
making nothing.
Right? They still don't pay servers a lot.
Even at Ruth's.
Now the question is, do they pool all the money and divide it at the end of the night, or is it you eat what you kill? Because some places will still do that, where it's you eat what you kill. Some places they pool it all. Because the I don't know, whatever, the hostesses or hosts, they get a piece of it too, of course, and they're not doing any of the other work.
Yeah.
But they divide it up. So I mean, if they do it that way, it doesn't necessarily hurt him as much as if it's as if it's his personal pool.
Yeah. I mean? I felt terrible, though.
I get that.
And I still feel terrible. It's a week later, and I still feel terrible. And the guy's probably forgotten about it and moved on with his life because he had like 6 tables.
Well, I was going to say, he probably did okay.
Yeah.
He probably did okay, especially if he was doing a good job. He probably got taken care of.
He was like one of the best waiters we've ever.
I mean, you
had
could go back there and be like, "Listen, I screwed this up. Here's this. Please give that to him," or do something and be like, "Hey, is so and so working?" And just make sure, like, listen, this was a mistake. This is what else you're supposed to have gotten.
Yeah,
that'd be a good story.
Maybe the next.
Maybe he'll come on the podcast.
Maybe the next time we go, which we'll probably we might actually go. Our anniversary.
Dave Man to the Ruth's Chris.
Or we all might go together. We've been talking about going there as well. So I mean, yeah. So maybe we go and I ask for him, and I just say, "Listen, I really screwed you over this time, last time." Okay.
I'll just tell him that you didn't know what you were doing, and he just needs to talk to me.
Yeah, you should, because I'm an idiot.
No, you're not.
So listen, folks, if you are listening to this show and you happen upon me in a restaurant and you are in a waiting capacity, just know that I'm an idiot. I can't add, and I don't know anything.
He made an honest mistake, folks.
I did, and I just don't normally do that anywhere.
It's okay. You were off your game. The creme brulee was too delicious.
It did. Yeah, it just
you shouldn't have made love to it on the table.
It was that orgasmic experience I had with the creme brulee.
I mean, you weren't thinking right,
No.
You had that dopamine surge, and that was
so thick on top.
Parasympathetic, sympathetic.
It's so thick on top and creamy in the middle.
Oh my God.
Oh God. Creme brulee. We take custard, throw sugar on top, melt the shit out of it, and charge $19.
That's right. That's exactly right.
That's all it is. God, it's so good though.
It is. It's delicious.
Oh, it was still warm on top, and the bottom was.
It was pink in the middle. What? I mean, wait.
It was. It was weird, right? Is this strawberry?
Cherry.
Not anymore. The try got finished.
Remember, virginity like bubble, one prick, all gone.
Was that Confucius? Did
Confucius say that's right? That's very. That's proverb.
Say.
It's one of those ancient proverbs.
Real quick for the Redneck Brawl. If you guys are listening, this will drop on Saturday. Trying to talk to one of the creators of the Redneck Brawl, get them on the podcast. Didn't get to happen, but they're going to be in Knoxville. You're listening to this tonight at the Knoxville Civic Coliseum. Tickets are almost gone, and the tickets that are left are not great. But if you haven't watched, and you can buy the pay-per-view, which is probably what I'm going to do, because I was going to go, and the seats are just not great seats, and it's like
that's better left.
Yeah. So anyway, I please go to the Redneck Brawl. If you haven't ever seen it, hop on YouTube, look for Redneck Brawl. It is, the commentary alone is one of the funniest things you will ever hear. If you don't like profanity, do not listen to the commentary. If it doesn't bother you,
kind of like our show.
It is. Yeah, it's like buyer beware. If you don't care about profanity like me,
I bet I haven't watched it. I know about it, but I haven't watched it on YouTube. I'll
show you a clip real quick.
I'll have to pull that up.
Yeah, when we finish here,
I'll
show you.
That's awesome.
So Super Bowl.
Yeah, we got to get to it. Fly, Eagles, fly.
I'm super happy that the Eagles won the game.
Didn't see it going that way. And that was a beating. I mean, they were fighting in the second half, but I mean, they beat them up.
I mean, that game at halftime was 24-0.
Whoa.
And they
had one first down. Is that right, in the first half?
Yeah.
Man.
And I think it was 31-0 at one point, or 31-6 at one point. Like, I mean, it got bad. And then the finals.
I think it was 34-6, wasn't it? Because I think they got up 27-0. Isn't that right? And then they scored. And made it 27-6, and then they scored again. It was 34-6, and then they kicked two more field goals for the rest of the game.
Yeah, the final was 40-22.
Yeah, Mahomes got 2 touchdowns with 2 2-point conversions,
which was not the final. I mean, that was the final score, but that was it wasn't that close.
I mean, they were never threatening them. No,
it wasn't an 18-point game.
And even with Mahomes, even with them scoring, you still were like, they're not going to come back. I mean, it just, Philly was just basically like, we're going to play back. I mean, that one, like, to Worthy, if they weren't up by that much, he's not catching that ball.
No.
They'll take a PI or something else.
Yeah, you ain't
if
catching
that happens, but that would have never happened had they not been up by a boatload.
Yeah.
I mean, they were, I mean, that would have never happened. It was 40-14 at that point. That would have never happened, in a close game.
And again, not a lot to talk about for the game because it was pretty boring, after halftime or before halftime. But the interesting thing happened after the game. And I don't know if you watched, me, like I don't work the next day. I sit up and watch all the press conferences.
I did not. I went to bed.
I
did stay and watch the whole game despite it being a whooping.
It was interesting because watching the press conference with Andy Reid, that's the first one that I watched.
Yeah.
If I didn't know what the score was in that game, like if I just turned it on and they're talking to Andy Reid, I wouldn't have known if they won or lost the game. I would have thought, oh, maybe they won.
Right.
And I'm like, that's weird. And then I heard Patrick Mahomes, same thing. I'm like, what? This is weird. And you rewind a year ago, Kyle Shanahan looked like somebody should be watching him.
Yeah.
Like he looked, there was a picture of him sitting in the floor, just like looking up at the ceiling. Like you could tell he was mentally exhausted and like he was just like, just mortified that they lost the Super Bowl.
Well, I mean, also though, sorry not to interrupt you, but I mean, if you think about how they lost, versus here's the thing. Go ahead. But my point on this would be, when you get your ass whooped,
it's different.
There ain't nothing you can do but almost laugh about it and be like, they beat our butt. I mean, and they did.
They did.
So I mean, you can't be like Kyle Shanahan was, or it was like we had it.
Yeah.
And basically got robbed.
Yeah.
So there is a different level.
There definitely is. And I was thinking about that too. I'm like, when you get your tail kicked, it's like, okay, what do you want to do?
But the nonchalant.
It was, and then I started thinking about it and I went back and watched the game again.
Yeah.
And again, not the whole thing.
No, I understand. But just like key parts and things.
They came out that way. Like they didn't care. That was a team that did not care. It's like they didn't want to be there. And after the game, I've never seen a team more relieved in my life to have lost a Super Bowl.
It's almost like they knew that it was going to happen. It's almost like they knew they were pretending all year, even though they had a great record.
Yeah.
It's like they just knew. And you know what? Maybe they did. I mean, Andy Reid watched enough film and he was probably going, we're screwed. If they play their game plan, we're going to be screwed. And by gosh, the Eagles imposed their will on both sides of the ball.
I've coached for years.
So maybe that was part of it. I mean, he's not going to say that before the game.
But I can tell you,
but maybe
plenty of times coaching. Plenty of times that I've coached kids.
Yeah.
Like all week during practice, it's like, we're going to take advantage of this and we're going to do this. But as coaches, away from the kids, we're like, we're going to get our asses kicked.
Sure.
I mean, sometimes you just know that,
right? And what makes you wonder? Makes you wonder.
But the relief on their face, and then going back to the way the team performed, I've never seen anything like that after a Super Bowl, and I've seen some whippings in a Super Bowl.
Well,
I watched the biggest. I watched the biggest.
Right, 55-10.
I watched the biggest that's ever happened.
Right.
And after the game, John Elway again. He should have been on suicide watch. He looked horrible after that game. I mean, like the coaching staff, everybody just looked.
Well, because it mattered to them. I think I think Kansas City just a little too nonchalant too. Then especially with you saying that. Now the other thing with John, he'd never won one.
Sure,
and so the strain of getting there again and then getting whooped, and they got whooped more than once. I mean, Washington whooped them too.
Yeah.
So that's tough.
I mean, that's
tough.
I've seen blowouts. Again, 52-17, the Bills get beat by the Cowboys in the 92 season.
Mm-hmm.
And January of 93. And and the Bills looked, just mortified after the game. And again, I understand the Bills hadn't won a Super Bowl. And again, I'm not trying to really compare it, but it's like, here's a team that got blown out.
Yeah.
They played horrible.
True.
There was
did.
There was the one play where Patrick Mahomes is running for his life and Travis Kelce's standing there.
I saw that.
With his hands on his hip.
Yeah, just stopped.
Like, dude, what are you doing?
Just stopped and gave him like no blocking, nothing.
I mean, like,
nothing.
He had to run to the right because Kelce was on the left and he wasn't blocking anybody because, you know, he's worried about his girlfriend getting booed. But,
Super Bowl 60 halftime show.
I just laughed.
Squabble up. Squabble up. Squabble up.
I don't know. It was the weirdest thing. That's all. I mean, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, it was just the strangest. Like, I just got the vibe that
their emotions were not appropriate as what we would expect.
No, not
to lose a Super Bowl from a team that was, I mean, had the best record in the league
and favored to win,
and you got whooped.
Yeah, like that game was over before it started, and I just. Again, it was weird, and it made me think of Brian Toohey, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And like, I really like, we got to get Brian back on.
So I texted you and I said, if they come back and win,
we got to get Brian
back on. We are getting Brian back on the show and going to say this whole thing is rigged because there is no reason that they should come back and win. You know, different vibe from the Atlanta New England Patriot game where it was like, okay, the Patriots are just playing awful.
Yeah.
And as soon as they stopped playing awful,
they became the Patriots.
They became the Patriots and won.
Yeah.
And in this case, it was like, no, the Eagles are actually just straight up out playing them, period.
Yeah.
Of course, you can say what you want. I mean, Mahomes, he's not, it's kind of like LeBron and Jordan a little bit, except he's not been traded to multiple teams. But, you know, lots of success, great player. You're not going to convince me that he's the GOAT. No. It's just not going to happen. And there's two people for sure that are above him, and it's Joe and Tom.
Yeah. One of them threw 16 touchdowns, no interceptions, and never lost a Super Bowl.
Right. But you see what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Like
that's a different class. It's a different class.
And I mean, all the things he can do, but it's a different era too. It's like if you look, like I say, going to Jordan stuff, you know, 6-0 in the finals.
Yeah.
And playing with guys that average less points and statistically not as good than what LeBron had even the times that he won.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's, you know, again, this is the same thing. But yeah, I mean, to be unemotional like that, I mean, it does make you wonder. It does make you wonder.
It's almost, I mean, they really looked relieved to me. Like, I never saw a team.
And maybe it was maybe it was too much pressure. Maybe the pressure just got to them and they just got rocked.
Which also is a reason why he's not the GOAT.
Truth.
Because Jordan had pressure.
Oh, man.
Montana had pressure. Brady had pressure.
Mm-hmm.
He's a jackass. Pressure for being a jackass. And,
But you will say he's in the conversation for GOAT.
Well, of course he is. I think a lot of people.
I mean, I really think him and Joe. I mean, I don't think you can really put anybody else in there for that straight up. I just don't. And I know you're going with Joe. I mean, I'm not. Oh, something just fell. Look out! Look out!
Did you drop your 8S?
I did, but my screen is not cracked because I had the protector.
Yes.
Anyway, sorry about that.
Yeah, if you don't know who I would go with, if you look right above Doc's head and right to the left of Doc, or to the right if you're watching this, you can easily see who I'm going to go with, even though it's a Steve Young jersey.
Sure. No, I got you. No, I understand.
Behind me, wrong.
Yeah.
Right there in that case is a Joe Montana side football.
He's got a good vertical. Look how high he is off the ground, too.
Oh, listen, Joseph.
He's got the athlete.
Joseph.
He's an athlete, man.
He is, with those bird legs. That's what they used to call him, was bird legs.
It's all right.
They did. They call him bird legs. Like, I don't care. Dude never loses a Super Bowl.
That's right. That's it.
Steve Young never did either.
How about that?
Just saying, no interceptions.
And that could have been number 5 for Joe.
You
know what I'm saying?
So, I mean, you
kind of look at that and you're like, oh, he could have had 5.
With no interceptions.
Right. No, I mean, he wouldn't have because they would have thrashed.
I think his quarterback rating for his Super Bowls are a 128.3.
I mean, that's crazy.
To me,
that's crazy.
Here's the thing, folks. You sleep on this one when you Tom Brady fans. The Super Bowl is the game.
Yes.
That is the championship game.
Correct.
And in championship games, if you're the greatest, you shouldn't lose one.
True.
One of those guys Didn't. Just throwing that out there. I still think the 89 49ers are the greatest football team ever put together. And there's some people that argue like the 99 Rams, and that's valid. And then the Patriots that were 18-1, which is just hilarious.
David Tyree.
And the duct tape and Velcro.
Yeah.
Which I can't take credit for that. That's an Al Michaels. Al Michaels says, yeah, and then he said, and then in the end of that game, the duct tape and Velcro came in. But anyway, an interesting Super Bowl, to say the least. I mean, it wasn't...
And a whooping. I mean, we got it right. We picked the winner.
We did.
Didn't see it going that way, though.
24-21. And
I think was I 35-31 or something like that. Man, crap's falling everywhere. We're falling.
God.
The site is falling apart.
What is in this Gatorade?
I don't know. I don't know.
You're starting to look attractive.
Hot. Hot.
You're starting to look attractive to me. Oh, my goodness.
Anyway, but a whooping.
A whooping.
We'll see you next year.
So
Mahomes cut his hair.
So before we
Bam.
Before we go,
okay,
we are in February.
We are
the worst sports month ever.
It's pretty rough
every year. But one of my favorite seasons is coming up, and that's the college basketball tournament.
March
I love
Madness.
it. You and I both love it. I think this year we'll fill out some brackets on the show. But just quick, while we're in conference championships now, or
we're getting close. We're getting close.
Is conference.
I think we got. Let's see.
I think it's like 4 or 5 games left.
Yeah, I think in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
they'll be now. Actually, some championships will be starting. I think next week, but like. Big stuff is that first week of March.
Yeah.
And then start getting into the tournament and all the things.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Final Fours in San Antonio. Charles Barkley will certainly enjoy that.
Yes, he will. So who's your pick right now?
Oh, man.
And you can change it because, again, I want us to fill out brackets on the show this year.
You know, this is hard. Right now, after having seen some games, if they stay healthy, I actually think Auburn can do it.
Yeah.
I actually think with Auburn, with Janai Broome and those guys, I think they can do it. And they did, they lost their game, so they've already kind of got some of that pressure taken out of there. Mm-hmm. Yet everybody else lost, so they didn't lose their number one spot. They led wire to wire against a very, very good Alabama team. And I realize they're both in the state of Alabama, but they played at Alabama, and they led wire to wire. And Nate Oates, despite me not really loving him, I think he's a great coach, and Pearl outcoached him, and they outplayed him, and they beat him. So I'm going to go right now. I'm going with Auburn. I actually think they can do it. Now, I don't think Florida can do it. I know Florida's number 2. But if I was picking Final Four, now some of this is going to depend on the seeding.
Absolutely. Well.
And it also depends on what we do. But I think it's going to be Auburn.
Yeah.
I think Tennessee is going to get there if we just will stay consistent.
Score points.
That's our problem. And it's always been our problem.
Of course.
I mean, last year the problem is they wouldn't call a foul on Zachy. And we just had this big beast that we couldn't do anything with. And we don't
probably the best defensive team in college basketball.
And we don't have the, I mean, like Connect was going to get us a bucket.
Yeah.
We don't, I mean, Lanier's pretty good, but Zakai Ziegler's actually our key. But I think this is our year, which means I may be going to San Antonio. But I think they're going to get it. I honestly could see, and I don't want to say it, I could honestly see potentially like St. John's or somebody like that actually being a surprise and getting in there.
Yeah.
Which just, again, just kind of validates Rick Pitino. I mean, not that he needs any more validation.
No, but
and then I don't know. I mean, I'd love for Duke to get in just because I've always rooted for Duke.
Had a good year
for 4 years, but it's the same thing. At some point, they're too young.
Yeah,
they're going to go up against an older, really physical team. probably going to be like in the Elite Eight or something like that, and I think they're going to get beat. And so that's where I think if they play the game, I think you have Alabama, Auburn, Tennessee. I think you could potentially have 3 SEC schools, and then somebody like St. John's getting in there. Now, they'll probably seed it so that can't be possible. But when you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams in the SEC in the top 10, it's not. You got to try to seed it so you give them chances for most of them to get there. But somebody will have to eliminate somebody else because you're going to end up with an overlap in the brackets. It's just the way it's going to be.
It actually might work out, though, that they're in different, in different sections.
So I mean, it'll be interesting to see. I think Florida will have a letdown. I don't think Florida gets in there. It could happen to Alabama, but I think like you're going to have one surprise, which could be like St. John's. I think Tennessee. I think Auburn. I think they're getting in, and then probably Alabama. So it'd be interesting to see what happens. But right now, I'm going to pick Auburn. I really think.
I think Auburn's the best team.
And I've watched quite a bit of ball. And I mean, it's and we almost beat them. I mean, we came close. But I think Auburn, unless somebody's getting hurt and they're having problems, I think Auburn's going to do it.
So here's what I think. I think Duke's actually going to get there. I think they're going to be in the Final Four.
I'm going to go if Duke gets there. I'm going, man.
Yeah.
If Duke or Tennessee go, man, I'm going to be there because I can't stand it. I got,
I see Duke, Auburn. I think Tennessee could get there. And right now, that's who I would pick. And then like I do every year, I reserve a spot for University of Kentucky.
That's
Kentucky's really good this year.
Yeah.
Surprisingly so.
Yeah.
Like I mean,
they have overachieved with Pope. I mean, really, and they were top. I mean, they were top 10 there, and then they've had a couple of hard losses.
Do you think that Auburn will they'll suffer if Nate Oates gets back with the Darryl Hall? You think?
You making my dreams come true.
So close, yet so far away.
Well, I want it. I'm telling you.
She's a man-eater.
She's a man-eater. If Tennessee and Duke both make it, oh, my Lord.
You'll explode.
I will die.
I might have to go with you if you're going there.
Oh, man.
For that. Yeah.
Everybody's going. We'll get a jet. I'm not paying for it, but we'll get a jet.
Do you know
women in San Antonio, as Charles Barkley would say? Maybe 1 or 2.
I can call my boy Don. I call my boy Don. He's got a plane that he's not using right now. He's got another
Air Force 2.
Yeah, Air Force Trump Force 1.
You're bumming in my Air Force
I'll call my
1.
buddy Don.
I'm telling you, he might do it.
I actually have a good friend Don. I mean,
you do,
but a different Don. But yeah,
go Vols.
Yeah, go Noles. Baseball.
Go Vols in baseball.
True. Yeah. Yes. Maybe another Florida State, Tennessee.
Wouldn't that be good?
No, it wouldn't be. I don't want that at all.
Yes. Best stuff ever, baby.
Episode 86 of the Dave and Doc podcast, ladies and gentlemen. All things Dave and Doc on our website at daveanddoc.com. That's daveanddoc.com. 62,000 subscribers strong. Thank you so much. All of you folks out there. Ball, wherever yins be.
Look at that. You like that?
Oh, look at you. They're like NWO for life.
It's just too sweet.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
Bye, everybody.
Right,
thank you,
folks.
Canada. Thank you, Germany. See you. Bye.
All right, folks. See ya.